Outside of the context of presidential elections, where the media and the pollsters tend to focus on more global issues like war, abortion, gay rights, things that, quite frankly, for those of us in the trenches on a daily level, are not exactly the hot button issues for people. I mean, people want to know that their kids are going to have a good education, that their neighborhoods are going to be safe, that their neighborhoods are clean. Those are the kinds of things that people are looking at, and those are, I've often said that the President of the United States ought to consider him or herself as running for Mayor of the United States, because at the end of the day, more and more people are living in cities in America, more and more people are moving into cities in America. Cities contribute to almost 90% of our economic output in America. So, this notion that there is something other than an American that lives in a city is beyond me and difficult for me to understand how presidential candidates don't understand it. I mean, those are the issues that affect Americans each and every single day, and we're the ones dealing with it. Candidates, particularly when you start the electoral process as early as it is now starting, and the polling is done every day, and the hot button issues are the ones that are sort of not, in many respects, not the ones that the candidates want to be the hot button issues, but the ones that the media wants you to deal with. And so, we're trying. I mean, through the mayor's conference, I mean, we're trying to do everything we can to begin to shift that discussion into a more urban policy. I don't think that the media and the pollsters really focus on urban issues. I mean, there's a tendency to deal with the bigger global issues, and even in terms of foreign policy right now, what do you hear? I mean, you hear discussion, talk and debate on the war, but you don't hear anything, for example, something near and dear to us, which is the rest of this hemisphere. I like to say that, when Argentina or Venezuela sneezes, Miami catches a cold. I mean, we have that much of a synergy in terms of our relationships. And I don't hear the presidential candidates talking about this hemisphere at all. I got elected in 2001. And I will tell you that probably the class of 2001 has to have been one of the most difficult in history, because we just came off of 9/11, which created a whole set of new facts in and of itself in terms of now mayor's job description, including being part of the defense of our country. A tremendous amount of resources, especially federal resources, going into anti-terrorism efforts. Then we're involved in a war, so a tremendous amount of resources going into the war effort. At the same time, a basic philosophy of an administration that believes that everything should be pushed down, coupled with many states who also believe that. So it's almost like everything has been sent down to the local level. These are local problems, you guys fix them. Well, they're really not. I mean, they're American problems, but you can't also, be in Washington and saying, we're cutting your taxes, or being in Tallahassee and saying, our state capital, and saying, we're cutting your taxes. But by the way, all those services that you used to get from us now have to be delivered at the local level, and so the local level now has to raise that amount of money to be able to deliver those services. So it's a difficult process, but mayors, we figure it out. We're entrepreneurs. That same can-do attitude, control your own destiny attitude, I've seen with all my colleagues throughout America. So this isn't a function of a bunch of mayors holding out their hands and saying, we want you to do all these things for us. We accept responsibility and believe that we also have a responsibility. But a local government cannot, in and of it by itself, take on the kind of issues that we're talking about without partnering with the state, without partnering with the federal government.